Today at 1, we're live in Kyiv as Russia is accused of war crimes over its invasion of Ukraine. Missiles rain down on the city of Kharkiv. There are claims Russia is using cluster bombs on residential areas.
Kharkiv and Kyiv are the most important targets for Russia now. The terror is aimed at breaking us, breaking our resistance.
On the northern approach to the capital, a Russian column of heavy armor and troops 40 miles long gets ever closer. The Kremlin has rejected allegations of attacks on civilians. In Geneva, dozens of diplomats walk out of a recorded address by the Russian foreign minister at a disarmament conference. The rush to escape the fighting, train stations are clogged as hundreds of thousands are forced to leave their homes. Many end up in Poland, now home to close to 370,000 Ukrainian refugees. Arriving in Poland, Boris Johnson says more Ukrainians will be allowed shelter in the UK as more family members will be taken in.
Putin's invasion has already forced hundreds of thousands of people to flee their homes, and we must prepare for an even larger outflow, perhaps numbered in the millions.
And Prince Charles speaks out on Russia's invasion of Ukraine, saying democracy and freedom are under attack.
In the stand we take here, we are in solidarity with all those who are resisting brutal aggression.
We'll have comprehensive coverage from across Ukraine and speak to our correspondents in Moscow, Poland and Hungary.
And stay with us on BBC News for continuing coverage and analysis from our team of correspondents in the UK and around the world.
Good afternoon and welcome to the BBC News at 1, live from Kyiv as Russia's invasion of Ukraine enters its 6th day. New satellite pictures show a huge Russian military convoy advancing here towards the capital, thought to be around 40 miles long. The fighting continues across the country, with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky saying Russia is committing war crimes after bombing the second largest city, Kharkiv. He claims eyewitness accounts suggest civilians are being deliberately targeted. A prosecutor at the International Criminal Court says he wants to investigate. Well, the areas here in red show the parts of Ukraine now under Russian control, with the fighting highlighted in several key cities and regions. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of people continue to flee to neighboring countries. The United Nations says more than 660,000 have already left, and there's growing concern over the potential humanitarian crisis building for those who can't get out. Our first report is from our Kyiv correspondent, James Waterhouse.